So good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Monday, and this is my happy half hour. My name is Bonnie Sachs, and I am the award-winning author of the Health and Happiness Guide to the Universal Laws. It is an easy to read small book that sort of introduces you to all of these basic principles that we are constantly talking about, the law of attraction, and among others. So, good morning, Robin. Hey, good morning, Sarah. Sarah's actually home today. Hey, Tracy, it's good to see you. Good morning, good morning. This is going to be a morning that we are going to be talking about inner transformation. Hallelujah, right? What an exciting time this is. And today, for those of you who are having a moment where you're like, what is going on? And holy cow, what happened last night? We are definitely going to be talking about that. Good morning, Jill. It is great to see you. It is a powerful, powerful day today. I don't know if anybody has a name for it, but it is a very powerful day with high frequency photon bands of energy and light coming in. It is so cool. I have to say, this is probably the very first time that I have been acutely aware of the energies that are coming in. You know, I was woken up about 4 o'clock this morning and started watching those downloads come in, those frequencies, and it was so cool. I mean, I really didn't have any beef with not being able to fall asleep because it was very cool watching them. I was watching the indigo blue of gratitude and the blue of Christ consciousness coming in. And those were coming in for me like just swirls. It was like swirls of paint mixed together. Like if you took those two colors and you mixed them together, the swirls of them coming in. And it was really very pretty. I was taking them, the very first thing I remember is I was taking them and wrapping them around each toe and wrapping them around my foot. And it was very interesting to me because I was seeing it really specifically. Like if I had been wrapping my foot, with a bandage and wrapping around the heel, and it was just so cool. And I was like, wow, this is really, really awesome. It is a really fun thing. Good morning, Susan. It's great to see you. And then I also saw the cerulean blue. Sometimes we call it pale blue, right, Robin? Pale blue of clarity. And the clarity coming in as well. And so that was so very cool to watch it start to unwind and to wrap around me. And it was like a protection, like, here's your protection. Here's something to help your body go up in frequency. And so it was really awesome. And then the last frequency that's coming in is the yellow of radiance. And radiance is really cool because it's like a power boost. It's like strapping, showing me strapping rocket boosters on you so that you can, use all these frequencies that are coming in for your benefit. So it was a really cool early morning, very early morning. And so as always, I get on, I start to, once I wake up, I start to have this conversation like, okay, what are we doing? Good morning, David. It's great to see you since I just saw you like 3 minutes ago. It's great to see you on, though. The conversation that I'm usually having is, all right, what are we going to talk about on Monday? Because all through the weekend I have, oh, we could talk about this, or oh, we could talk about this, or what about that? And this morning it was like, we're going to be talking about these photon bands and what it actually means for us, because it's really great, for us to see these things or know these things, read about these things, but what exactly are they and how are they affecting us? What are we supposed to do with them? Is there something we're supposed to be doing? Like, I want to make sure I get this right. This sounds like something we're not going to have every day. So I want to make sure I take care of it right. So the photon bands of light that are coming in, these colors of indigo blue and Christ consciousness blue, cerulean, the yellow that is coming in, the radiance yellow, those are photon bands of energy and of light. And the way they show up to me is often the reference I get is just like the reference that is on different pictures. If you were to Google photon bands of light, it's kind of like the rainbows or the swirls of, what is that called? That happens in Alaska. Not coming up with it at the moment, but the swirls of light, that is often what they look like. And they are actually energy. They're energy that is coming in. Specifically, these are coming in from the central sun, which is kind of like the central processing unit for us here on this planet. And they are purposely coming in to help our bodies, to help our souls go up in frequency. Keeping in mind that one of the things that we are doing is we are here on the planet, watching the planet have an incredible experience of going up in frequency. And on Northern Lights, thank you very much, I appreciate that, on our way to the planet becoming eventually, 350 years, right? The planet becoming an enlightened teaching planet. Now, all of us agree that it does not look like an enlightened teaching planet now, so we can appreciate that these are coming in stages, right? Every few days, every week, a full moon, a new moon, these new frequencies are coming in, and our bodies are using the energetic information to go up in frequency, to heal what is no longer working for us. And so I think that in particular is really cool. One of the things that these frequencies that are coming in for us today are doing is helping us disintegrate old patterns and old emotions. Wow, wow, wow. Yes, I have a few old patterns and old emotions. I was noticing some of them this weekend. I don't know what particularly comes up for you. If I say an old pattern or an old emotion, if you immediately have an idea of what that is. But I could see some habits that I have with people in my life, with my family members, with kind of the habits. When I wake up in the morning, I do A, B, and C every day. I never do CBA or XBA. And so there's some old patterns that we get to move out of the way. Yes, Robin, indeed, we had a few snakes this weekend. That's a great example. Snakes are often, something that shows up for us. Snakes are actually a low frequency, and when we see them, we know that we can have low frequencies that are actually moving out of our bodies. I think it's kind of funny because Robin called me probably on Saturday and said, "Oh my God, there's a snake on my patio. What am I supposed to do?" And I was calm, cool, and collected, and don't worry about it. Don't go outside. It wasn't my snake, right? So yesterday we were all sitting in the kitchen, and all of a sudden the dog darted outside, which she's an old dog. She doesn't usually move very fast, but she actually got a hold of a snake that actually came right up to the sliding glass door, and she got a hold of it. Luckily, we were able to get outside and pull her separate from the snake and put the snake off into the woods, where I am assuming he slithered off into his happy little life. And so we had our own thing, and it was quite entertaining because, of course, I called my husband to come and take care of the snake. And when he said to me, "Just open the gate," I was like, "No, I don't want to open the gate." So, Robin, I'm confessing to you and everybody else that I do have my own snake issues. So, yes, lots of things are happening to give us the indication that there are changes afoot, that there are things happening. Sarah, I love that example. If you've ever tried brushing your teeth with the other hand, helps rewire the brain. How awesome is that? There you go. You actually have somebody with a psych degree giving you some information, try brushing your teeth with the other hand. That would be really tough. It's a great practice to do. Absolutely. I agree with that. And so that's what we're doing today, right? We're doing inner transformation. We are shifting old patterns, rewiring our brain, and ditching the things that no longer work for us. So the natural question would be, what do we have to do? What do I have to do? Like, am I supposed to sit on my sofa all day and be in a lotus position and just meditate and tune in? Is that what I'm supposed to do? And if I am, I'm a little bit in trouble because that's not what my schedule is going to allow for. Do I have to plan to go for a walk on the beach, or do I have to be in nature? Do I have to pray, or can I go about my day? And the really great answer is absolutely any one of those things that works for you is going to work for you today. It is never a requirement for us to suddenly shift our lives, for us to start eating a different way or behaving in a different way. If you have a call to start meditating, then honor that. Start meditating. But I want to encourage you not to go into a place of, oh my God, am I meditating right? Is this right? Am I opening my third eye? Am I, holding my hands in the right way? What am I doing with my mind that has me running through a long list trying to make sure that I am getting it right? We don't have to worry about any of those things. We just have to go about our day. So I do have a day planned where I am going to spend some time doing a little inner work, doing a little paying attention to what is going on with me and looking at the energies. But I am also, running errands and meeting with people and doing the things that I normally do. So I want to encourage you to maybe add a little awareness to your day. Wow, what is that that's going on with me? Or what is that particular thing that I'm feeling? How does that look? Or, I hadn't thought about that particular situation in a while. And to just go about your day and not worry that you're not going to be able to handle it. We do not have to do anything special. And here's the particular phrase that I got this morning when I was looking at that. Frequencies are coming in regardless, and we are receiving our share as much as we can hold. It's really important. They wanted me to remind all of us that we are getting our full share of what is coming in. There is not this sense of, well, if I'm sitting right next to a couple of people that maybe they are getting more than I am, or that they are getting higher frequencies than I am. We are all getting our exact share. One of the things I talked about at the very beginning this morning was writing the book of about the universal laws. And the law of abundance says there is more than enough for all of us at all times. So we do not have to worry about that. Good morning, Alyssa, and good morning, Meg. It's great to see you guys. We are talking about the frequencies that are coming onto the planet today and the inner transformation that's happening. And we're kind of having a conversation about, do we have to do something specific? Is there, a certain way we're supposed to act or behave just to make sure that we get it right? Good morning, Melissa. It's great to see you. And the great news is there is nothing specific for us to do, that we are going to get exactly what we need to get. We're going to get the right ratio of clarity and Christ consciousness, getting the right amount of boost. And remember that our soul is in charge of all of this. And so it's all going to be fabulous, just as it needs to be. So I'm really excited about that. Nothing for us to do, and we just know it's perfect as it is. So the next question is, why is this happening? What is going on? Has this always been happening and we're just now more aware of it? Or is this something that's rather new? And I particularly love to answer this question because there are a lot of people who feel like they missed the boat, or they're in the process of missing the boat, or they need to run harder because there is something that they need to catch up on. And that is absolutely not true in any way, shape, or form, as my family likes to say. This is happening. These frequencies are coming onto the planet since January 2016. It wasn't until then that the planet was prepared to be able to receive these frequencies. So it's only been happening for 3 years and a little bit. And it is important for us to know that no one has missed the boat, because whether you knew it or not, you were getting those frequencies at the level that your soul wanted those frequencies. So as the frequency of inspiration came in to the planet, your soul grabbed its share, the perfect amount that it needed for that particular time period. So that's a really great thing to know. There's no missing the boat. You're not running late. Everything is perfect. And as a little note on the side, if you find yourself running into that particular thought over and over again, maybe I'm too old to do this, maybe I'm too young to do this, maybe it's not for me, any of those kinds of things, I want to remind you once again to ask for a healing, to ask Source, Creator, God, or any particular angel that you connect with, or ask your soul. If your soul has the information, ask for some healing, because we have never missed the boat. We are not out of time. Everything is exactly perfect, even when we think we have totally screwed it up. So if you were to go the entire day today not paying attention to any of this and not catching my video until midnight tonight, you still got your share. So important for us to remember that. So, this is all happening as part of the planet becoming an enlightened teaching planet. It's 350 years away. We got a long time for us to slowly go up in frequency and to start to have more clarity, more awareness, more understanding of what is happening on. So back to the frequencies that are coming in. Let's talk about those, just so we have some understanding. What might you experience? What might be going on with you? Now, I did say to you this morning, I was watching those in the early morning, watching those frequencies coming in and watching some of the healing going on in my body. I want to remind you that I have been working at being able to see and being aware of what's going on for a number of years. So if you don't see it, it is perfectly great. I know what that feels like. I have been there. But as we get more of these frequencies and as our bodies go up in frequency, we'll all be able to see these more. But you may feel some healing going on. You might feel a buzz going on in your own body. And that might feel like you had an extra cup of coffee, and that might be a great thing for you, right? You might be, yes, I have so much energy and I'm ready to go, raring to go. I can get so much done today. You may have that same buzz and your body interprets it as oh my God, I've had too much caffeine. That's me, right? I'm the one who goes, oh my God, I've had too much caffeine. Good morning, Lisa, and good morning, Leanne. If either way you feel that buzz, it is perfect exactly the way it is. That buzz is just a notice that something is going on. Melissa, you are always buzzed. So I love that you popped that in there. However you feel it is exactly perfect for your body. Now, what you also might feel is you might feel some pain. You might find that you have a headache. This morning I had a headache going on around the back. It's kind of like at the base of my skull. And I was like, whoa, what is that? And for me, that was showing up as some pain that was attached into it's painful to be powerful. Like, oh my goodness, I'm getting all these new frequencies and I'm going up. I've got to be like nervous and worried about it. And so that showed up to me as painful to be powerful. And so I asked for the healing, and over the next 5 minutes or so, it started to dissipate. And that's what happens with all of us if we start tuning into that, is we start noticing that whatever we're feeling, we can ask for assistance with that, and then it'll start to dissipate. Good morning, Elaine. It's great to see you. So you may have some fear show up. There might be some things, maybe there's something in particular happening in your life. You might have a snake wander into your yard, but you might find that today was a day that you had something scheduled. You have a big interview, a big exam, and you find yourself a little more fearful, a little more worried about the exam, not able to calm yourself down. Once again, any of those feelings that you have that you're not feeling great about, ask for some assistance, ask for some help. It's so important for us to remember that we can ask, we can ask, we can ask. I have that still on my wall in my shower. Remember to ask. It is so important for us to remember that we can always ask for help. You might feel really sad. You might feel lonely. You may feel like a power surge. You may feel ridiculously happy. You might go through the day laughing your ass off. I think that's a fabulous way to go through the day. But however it shows up, it is really perfect for you. And we can always remember that our souls are in charge of this. And however it shows up for us is exactly the way it's supposed to show up. One of the interesting pieces about the frequencies that are coming in, remember, it's gratitude, it's Christ consciousness, it is clarity, and then it is a boost of radiance to take those up, is that you may find yourself looking at some particular situation, instance in your life that you suddenly have some clarity around, like you feel like you've been staring at the problem for days or weeks, and you suddenly look at it and it's like, oh my gosh, there it is. I see the way out of that. I see the answer to that. It all is making more sense. That might be happening to you today, which is super cool. How awesome is it to just have a sudden awareness, a clearness of thought around some issue that you have had? So if you have something that you have been particularly stuck on, not able to move out of, you may want to actually bring that up on purpose and take a look at it and go, wow, I can actually resolve this. So that's because we have the clarity coming in today, and because we have that extra boost of radiance, that it will be absolutely amazing. You also may find that there are some particular situations that you have not seen the truth of. You have looked at a situation over and over again, and you keep seeing it in one way. Maybe there's a conflict between you and your spouse, or a conflict in your family, and you just have been seeing it the same way over and over again. That Christ consciousness brings in more truth, brings in more clarity as well to the situation. And you might suddenly look at it and say, wow, I now see where I need to turn right instead of turning left. I now see where I have been stuck in this old pattern. Remember, we were talking about that's what was coming up, that old pattern. And I don't have to choose that anymore. I can decide to go in another direction. So that might be happening today. Good morning, Jenna. It's great to see all of you here. It is really key for us to ask for help, work on yourself, reach out to whatever network you have that is a really important piece of information. We forget to reach out to the people that we have. So, Sarah, I love that you asked about why it's called Christ consciousness. So, Christ consciousness, it is not Christ as in Jesus Christ, it is Christ consciousness as in the awareness of ourselves as divinity, as part of Source, as part of God. I do appreciate you asking that, because the Christ consciousness, often that gets attached to religion, and this is not a religious aspect. Christ consciousness is actually awareness of the divinity of who we are, that all of us are God in form, our divinity in form, and that spark or that piece of God, that we're all one. That's why one of the reasons why we say Source, Creator, God, is because Source is the source of it all, and that is the Christ consciousness. So that is a great question, which leads me to the reminder to tell you all about the phrase, love is the only truth. And there's two pieces of information that I'm constantly reminding myself about, is that we are all one. We are all one. We are all connected. It's that Christ consciousness, that there is no separation. And then the other one is that love is the only truth. It is the answer to everything. And on a day when it is possible that you can go into freak out mode, when you can say that the energies might be more than you can handle, you might be moving out some low frequencies that are making you just a little bit crazy, it is important for us to remember that we can always fall back on that phrase, love is the only truth. And I know I have talked about it before, I've done other videos on it, but to remind you all, love is the only truth. That is a key code, right? It is its own piece of information that when you recite that, it reminds the body to realign to the higher frequencies in the body, to take direction from the higher frequencies, from the love, from the gratitude, joy, clarity, bliss, all of those higher frequencies. Sometimes we all have to be reminded that we are not our pain, that we are not our fear, that we are not our anger. Sometimes we get so comfortable carrying around pain or fear or anger, unconsciousness, absolutely. We get so comfortable carrying those things around and thinking that that's the truth of us, that we have to be reminded that what we are amazing beings of light, and that we are powerful, that we are creative, that we are so much more than those low frequencies. And that's what that key code does. Love is the only truth. It reminds the body, oh, by the way, go look for the love frequency that's in your body. Go look for the joy and the gratitude, the Christ consciousness, the truth. Go look for those things and then take direction from them. Don't listen to the fear and the pain. See, even Jasmine agrees. Certainly, I hope it's not something she needs to go chase after, but we want to be reminded to take direction from the high frequencies. And all you have to do is, when you start feeling some pain, you sit down, stand up and say, love is the only truth. Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth. I take direction from the high frequencies. Where is the love? How can I be in gratitude for this? Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth. Whatever you need to say so that you can get through this, because that's what you're meant to do, right? That's absolutely what you're meant to do. Tracy, I really appreciate that I'm doing a great job of explaining it. It is definitely one of the things I love to do because I want to be able to understand it. And so I like, in my process of understanding it, explaining it to other people. So I want to thank all of you for showing up. I want to give a special little mwah to Sarah, who was home today and was able to watch me. I absolutely love and adore each and every one of you, and I hope you'll share this video so other people will know. Have a great day. Take care.